Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Losing my shit again. Hopefully this time you can hear me. I'm not gonna fucking start yapping until one of y'all tell me this works, please. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2.
It's perfect.
Oh, those sweet, sweet words. Who said it?
Raluca Ioana.
Raluca, I want to hug you right now. In oil, covered in oil. Me, you're clothed for some reason or another. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hate repeating myself, but somehow this show makes me do that. So I wanted to thank everybody on Patreon once again. We raised about, I think, 75 euros. I donated it to, what was it?
Dăruiește viață.
Dăruiește viață. They're making a modular hospital in the yard of the hospital that mostly treated me for 13 years from my neighborhood where I moved from like a few months ago. I want to thank them too. And good evening. Tonight I'll be helped by my girlfriend, Ioana. She's off camera. Hopefully we'll convince her to join us here. At least when we do the episodes in Romanian. Hey!
Hello.
So, as the name of the episode suggests, I want to start doing shit in Romanian again. My first clip will be next week. Do not fucking expect Romercial because it ain't gonna happen. That show takes too much time and too many resources. But if you like my style and you like my jokes, you'll probably like this one too. First things first, I'm going to plug it. I'm going to promote it here on my channel and the main channel. But I want you guys to subscribe to, if you're already not subscribed to, Romeo space Cialis. So that's going to be the channel. It's already out for quite a while, but it's just like old episodes and shit. That's going to be the channel where I will post my Romanian work. It only has like 1,000 subscribers right now. I just made it just in case. And I think the case is here because with not having too much work nowadays, at least for a while until people scramble to kind of like get their things together and they'll require a good editor again. But by that time, I still have some extra time, and why not spend it talking to the people I wanted to talk all these years, but I had to prioritize what my soul was telling me. So now that I have some time, I'm going to make some shorts, probably going to make fun of the Romanian celebrities, mostly. You know, I got some stuff to say, especially nowadays. Hopefully you guys will find it enjoyable. And I'm coming out fangs all the way the fuck out. I'm just saying right now. I'm starting with something personal. It's it's personal. So it should be interesting, right? Until that day, spread the word, Romeo Cialis. It looks like shit right now. I don't think it even has like a symbol or whatever, but that's the channel. I think it's appropriate, right? It's Romercial, and then if you split those motherfuckers in two, it's Romeo, which it's typically Romanian kind of like, right? And Cialis, because that's the active substance is Viagra, right? So it's perfect. It's like this Romanian fucking playboy wannabe fucking, you know what I mean? And then he uses Cialis to get his dick up. It's the perfect name for the show I'm giving back to Romania since this channel wasn't good enough, right? Fangs out, baby. Fuck everything. Let the world burn alongside me. Alongside us, I mean. Because I know there's a few people who still watch me from Romania. Who the fuck am I kidding? It's most of y'all. But there are some from other countries. And when they send me messages, it makes me feel all tingly inside my pants. No. And yeah, Feels nice to feel like helped somebody across the border. Cool feeling. He doesn't spit on me in messages either, so that's nice. Except, for the feminist episode, Be a Lady, they said, "Oh, I still want to do that sketch, and I'll do it once the world ending. You know what I mean? When it stops ending." How are you people? I just want to thank. Listen, I think wasn't Raluca the one who recommended us that movie? Yeah, Raluca. I'm sorry to tell you. No, wasn't it?
What movie?
The other one that we didn't see. Yeah, so Raluca, we didn't get the chance to see your movie yet, but we definitely will. We still have like a couple of episodes from Tiger King, which consumes our what the fuck is this energy? You know what I mean? It's all dumped into there. Like, what the fuck is going on this planet? That's all encompassed in that show, still draining us. But afterwards, we'll probably take a look. We did see the platform though, and because it was like a few people it was one person who recommended it, and then within 5 minutes, 4 other did. So I was in the mood. The premise sounded good, right? So we definitely watched that shit, and we liked it. We really liked it. Actually, we should talk about it. Is the dude who recommended it in the first place live right now? Please write Iwana in the comments if you are, because I wanna thank you, and also for you to kind of shoot the shit with me a little bit. Maybe write your short opinion of it, and I'll tell you mine. Okay, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Right. So, what did you think about the movie, baby? Did you like it? Girlfriend, respond. Stop laughing and respond. Did you like it? I know you did. Did you? How much did you like it? She just laughs uncontrollably. All right. She liked it. I know she liked it. I don't know why she froze. She's still laughing. You're red, baby. Come on. Snap back. So the movie, for those of you who haven't seen it, I'm about to spoil it, so close this if you don't want it spoiled. But basically, it's about a dude who wakes up on this platform, and it's like a square room with 2 beds, 1 sink, and 1 little fucking cool little cube thing where you take a shit, right? And there's this hole in the middle, and if you look up and down that hole, there's many other floors, unknown number of floors, right? And then once per day, I think it wasn't it?
Once per month.
No, once per day. I wanted to say how many times the platform went down.
Per day.
Per day, was it right? So once per day, this platform of all sorts of feasty, delicious food comes down. But it's half chewed and shit in the beginning of the movie. So it kind of reveals to us that basically the platform starts up full with this huge fest, right? Like this huge dining, huge 1-ton delicatesse fucking platform. It starts from floor 1 and it goes down all the way to, I don't know, spoil it, but it's quite a few hundred, right? Floors, and people eat in the the lower it goes. I think I anticipated this from the name, right? Last podcast, the lower it goes, people get to feast on it, and the ones below get whatever the ones above didn't eat, right? And it's this whole metaphor for society in a way. It has a lot of forced things, but it's a conceptual movie, and it was definitely, they kept it simple enough yet obscure enough for it to keep you pondering about what it says without, in my opinion, seeming too preachy. I know some people didn't like the ending. I'm not sure I loved it, but I definitely liked it. It's not bad. We're going to talk about it. But what I took away from the movie was, all right, so this dude wakes up. The premise, I really don't want to completely ruin the movie for the people who haven't seen it. But he wakes up, he realizes he's on floor, what was it, 100 or 47 or something like that, the first one, right? We find out that he willingly joined this, and each person gets to bring one thing they chose with them. Some people choose books like he did, other people choose knives, other people choose their pets, whatever the fuck. What is revealed to us is that he was the only one willingly who came here in exchange for some sort of diploma. It's not specifically said, but the rest of the people is implied that mostly they weren't there by their own accord, right? So there's two people per platform, and this dude has this idea, like he first wakes up on floor 47, and this dude, his like floor mate, tells him how the situation is. It only comes once. If you keep food, the temperature rises or gets cold until you die, so you can't just pile food up like these fuckers on the coronavirus fucking crisis, right? So you can't pile stock. So basically you get like 30, whatever, a minute for you to eat as much as you can, and then it goes further down. But he wakes up at 47, so he's kind of disgusted that he kind of has to eat half-eaten food and all this shit, right? But, and he's there for 6 months. So being there for 6 months, every month they change the floor. So you may wake up at floor fucking 2. You may wake up at floor 160, which is, I think, what the second month of his journey, he woke up there, and there was almost nothing, and the people, his cellmates tries to eat him, but it's this interesting exchange where he doesn't try, he tries his best not to eat him, and he even says that he's doing his best to get him alive out of this, but then shit happens and whatever. The point is, there's no food, and then he wakes up on month 3, and on month 3, can you not spoil it, motherfucker? Okay, I can't spoil the whole movie. I'll stop at month 3, and then I'll tell you what I took away from the movie. But at month 3, he wakes up at like a very high floor. I think it was 8 or something, or some whatever.
6, I think.
6. And he comes up with this idea that he keeps trying from the beginning to convince people that if everybody would just eat their share and portion it for the person underneath it, then his theory was, that it was made for, or something led him to believe, I'm not going to spoil it, that there's food for everybody. But of course, this whole movie is an analogy for society, obviously. And of course, the upper floor just, go all out on that food. And the lower ones are expected to kill each other to not starve. Metaphorically says, it physically says what it metaphorically means. It has a lot of these things, right? This dude comes up with the idea, and he tries to convince the floor beneath him, and basically they tell him to go fuck himself, right? So then he gets pissed off, and he's like, look, if you guys won't portion the fucking food and take exactly what you get, and you're not going to pass this message on to the people below you, I will shit on everything I don't eat this whole month. I'll just make it my mission to spread shit all over. So they kind of did it for a while, but that didn't work. And then some stuff happens. Well, I think the movie is... I have to spoil the ending to fucking talk about... Well, fuck them. I warned them. Spoiler warnings. What do you mean no? Guys, close this. I want to talk about the ending, all right? In the end, the guy, so warning, 3, 2, 1, go fuck yourself. All right. In the end, he wakes up with this, black man. He seems like a more religious person, but he seems like a good man, right? And he convinces this dude. There was, I guess I forgot about the fucking little girl and the mother, but...
Crazy mother.
And the crazy mother, but... basically throughout these months there's this lady who keeps riding the platform. So she just keeps going down and down. And this guy has a few interactions with her, and it seems like she's looking for her daughter. But she's like this wild woman, right? So she kills everybody on the floor for the people who pick on her and all that shit. And she's just going up and down that platform trying to find her kid every month. You know, they see her there almost every day, right? Back to the dude and the black man. So he meets this black man, and he explains this fucking theory to him that people won't just listen to portion out the fucking thing. So they need to, in order for them to escape there, and for the people above to kind of take into consideration that they're not animals and all this shit, right? They need to ride the platform down to its lowest fucking level, which they don't know what it is, and kind of like portion food for everybody on the platform, right? And so that at the end, when they reach the final level, because the platform after a few times, you can all the rooms turn red, and then it just lifted up with like 100 miles per hour. So they decided to write it down, and they if they write it to the point where it stops, they could just glue themselves to the floor, and they could not be, you know, thrown the fuck away. Presumably, it didn't have instant acceleration, but you know, it's never particularly explained. Anyway, so they do that. So they kind of like this dude says, "Fuck it." The thing comes down, and they're at a higher level, and he's like, "Fuck it." The people, the first 50 floors don't eat. And the black dude was like, "Well, what do you mean they're not gonna eat?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course they ate. So they're going to take this day off. So there's enough food for the people lower." So, the whole point of it was they wanted to save one piece of food intact, right? So they went with what? Profiterole?
No, panna cotta.
Yeah, a panna cotta. So they went with a panna cotta, and they just covered it, and they kind of convinced themselves that if they send this panna cotta up untouched, even from the lowest floor, which is almost impossible, because they end up finding that it was like 360 floors or something like that, right? Something like that. They thought it was 200 initially, because the dude miscalculated some shit. By the time it goes up, everything would have been like just cleaned out. But now if they send this, they can send this message that, you know, they can help themselves and work together and not be animals. So they decide to do this shit. So they kind of fight off the first 50 floors and whatever, and then they started giving out food for the other floors. They reached floor 200, and they realized there's more than 200 because the dude made like a time calculation from he calculated he was going from floor to floor, but he didn't take into consideration that once people weren't alive anymore at the lower floors because either they starved, you know, the whole month, or maybe they killed each other, then the platform wouldn't stop. So it was much lower than that. But ultimately, they reached this last fucking floor, and they see like some movement under the bed, and under the bed, shit, was the chick's kid, dude. It was the little girl, like the mother was looking for, right? So the dude, who also by this point, I think he had 1 month left, right, or something like that. He was on his last month before he got out.
Yeah, he was in his last month.
Yeah. Then he got convinced somehow that the little girl was the message. So he just took the little girl on the platform. Then the platform lowered even more to this like dark place, right? Like there was not a room, just a huge empty space, like a pit at the bottom. And the black dude died right then because he was hurt trying to fight off coming down the floors. And then the dude was convinced that the message was the little girl. But for some reason, and this pissed off a lot of people, he didn't go up with the go. He was broken anyway from many reasons, right? He had to turn to cannibalism at one point. He learned some things that he, thought he wasn't capable of about himself. You know what I mean? So then the girl just goes up with the platform, and he stays there, and the movie fucking ends. Now, it was a good movie. Definitely, I loved it. Basically, it says a lot of things, but you guys have to like witness the dialogue. It's obviously a construction of human greed, right? Like it tries to emphasize human greed, but it also kind of gives a message about people who can change. That's what I took away from the ending. The people who can change the world. And it's being realistic as fuck about this subject. In a way, I think the metaphor at the end, for those of you who've seen it, was like he got off because the way I see it, people who start all the way at the lower platform would have had no chance to even attempt to change the minds of the people above, like in this case, I guess the all-knowing God, but the movie also argues that the people upstairs might not even care about that. So, they might not even care about the message, which would lead us to believe, I think, about the purpose. Do you do it for a God? Do you do it just because of fucking doing it and nothing, you don't get this after holy reward? They also don't know why they do it, right? But beyond that point, I think it also, for me, it underlines the way, like I said, like a person from a lower platform would have had no chance. His food would have been, he wouldn't have time to even sustain himself, not even to sustain himself, not to mention trying to spread the word for everybody lower to kind of like develop this rule where everybody could eat, right? Because they didn't have the resources. The only people way above had that capability, which is a metaphor for real life too, right? Because if you don't have the resources, yes, you can fight your way, and some few lucky ones who also have the grit and luck, they get to get up. But truly, the ones who want to change the world, it has to come from the people who are more privileged, I think, trying to help down, right? So I think that was definitely a message. Another thing I liked was that when he was on the lower floor, like 47 or whatever, he sometimes occasionally saw people jumping, right? And his roommate he told him that reason is because they were too high up, and when your tummy is full and you're too very bored and having to worry about nothing, then other creepy stupid thoughts take over, right? And then they committed suicide. That was also a very beautiful metaphor, because that's why people with countries that are more developed, and they fucking fight to live another day, dude, whilst the suicide rate is as high as damn in countries where equal pay is the same, the level of social security is high. Like, that's the high suicide rate countries, right? It's because you don't have any purpose, like immediate danger or purpose to adjust your mentality or focus on, and then you focus on all these meaningless bullshit because you feel like life passes you by and you didn't achieve nothing, right? Can't enjoy the moment, always comparing yourself on social media, all of that shit, right? So this movie does that, I think, successfully. It emphasizes that. But in the end, when the dude doesn't leave the platform, I think they kind of like emphasize the fact that he also has to come outside of the game. You know what I mean? Because he voluntarily chose to come into this contraption, this sort of prison. He voluntarily chose to throw himself at that, whilst the other people there, one way or another, they needed to, because they committed some sort of crime or some shit like that, right? And I think that's also a very fine metaphor they plugged in, because it's like I think this is more of a critique on leaders and politicians, maybe, because truly the ones who do change, or at least make advances in changing, is the people who don't do it or try not to do it for the selfish reason. Come on, you dumb fuck, right? They throw themselves at it. They know it's going to be shit, but still they carry on, even with the danger that there might not be a reward. That's why I always talk to you fuckers in the past, in Romanian too, right? I always said, like, Why the fuck would you want to be president? Like, I wouldn't want to be president. You want that pressure on your shoulders, dude? You think you do it better, right? We should have a council anyway. The concept of a president is stupid, right? It is. You can't have one person like deciding every fucking other industry, right? He's not, no matter how prepared he is, he's going to be, it's mostly a job of trying to figure out the bullshit of all the other people, right? Mixed with all your like social political knowledge and trying to make sense of all that. No way you can please anybody. And I can't remember, at least in Romanian culture, a president that he wasn't fucking hated afterwards somehow. You know what I mean? Tell me that we always fucking make fun of the president, right? I'll make a small parenthesis. You guys notice that made in Romania is kind of like a joke term? You know what I mean? Isn't that fucking sad that we sold ourselves so much to Americans and all these other corporations from other countries that the term made in Romania, it's like a joke, like a punchline. You know what I mean? That much we sold our industries. There is such a thing as being proud of what you do and being proud that it's something made by you, and even passing that on to your employees if you run some sort of factory, some shit, right? There's this feeling of, I'm doing okay, and we're building something as a society, as a community. We don't have that. Anyway, back to the movie. Remind me, where was I, baby?
At the end. Bogdan said something about
translation. Hold on, I'm not done yet, Bogdan. I'm not taking questions yet, but I'll read it immediately. That's translation for my girlfriend. I wasn't quite paying attention. Paying attention to your fucking shit. Where were you? Where was I? At the end. Right. So this dude came by his own accord. So basically, he was the most in the position to save it. He was doing this fucking thing where he was trying to change the whole mentality from day one. Since you wake up in like the first month, he had this mentality, right? And he tried to change it. And in the end, he sent the message back. It might have been to other people who saw the little girl come up. It might have been, maybe some higher power, maybe nobody, but he knew he did the right thing because he went there willingly, and there was no, ulterior reason. I think that was a fine point. In the end, when he finally decided not to go up with the little girl, I think it was a continuation of this message, is that in the process of him applying this better world he foresaw for this fucking prison, he lost his own humanity because he had to stoop to eating other people too. He had to stoop to killing to enforce that let's save enough for everybody thing. So by the time he got at the bottom, he was already consumed. And it's another metaphor for politics, because even if you go in with the most cleanest of intentions, they will eat you the fuck up. And the ones who make it in the power to take some decisions, they're already on the other side. They have to play the fucking games. The ones who go into politics starry-eyed and not willing to not have a naive attitude about it, they're not going to make it, right? So the people who make it is the people who adapt. And by the time they adapt, they might see that they were unfairly treated and they would want to profit off that fucking position. So nothing gets changed. Another revolutionary crossed the line to find the monies on the other side. Right. So that movie transmitted this too. But this person in the end, he said he wasn't clean enough to go back to the upper floor. So he gave up. Ultimately, I think he was the ultimate jail liver, like the model prisoner, right? He went there willingly. He did his best. And in the end, he didn't even reap the credits because he realized he was tamed himself. I hope you understood some of that bullshit. I'm sure my girlfriend is already half asleep. Now I can take some opinion. No, I'm kidding, baby. I know you're looking at me. Now I can take some comments if the people want, and then we'll move on to other subjects.
Yeah, Bogdan said something earlier about the movie. It was awesome, but I don't know if I got the ending right. I also felt like it had 4 hours, and probably because I'm also home isolating myself.
Hey, you misspelled masturbating. Why can't it be both? Hopefully it's both. Yeah, I think I just answered this question even before I gave you the chance to ask it, because yeah, I think the ultimate message was he was tainted and he knew it himself. So there was no point in him getting up. I might be wrong. What the fuck do I know? I'm just a stupid kid who has 0 fucking subscribers. But that's my 2 cents on it. You know what I mean? I think ultimately that's what the movie was trying to transmit. It didn't even matter. He was broken anyway. Even the shit he had to do himself. So yeah, I think that's what they meant. That's why I said I didn't love it. Of course, my instinctive reptilian brain wants that fucking thing to end with a happy ending, so I can cuddle at my girlfriend's tit and hope tomorrow will be better. But I liked it. I definitely liked it because it had a lot of truth to it. Right. So thank you for I forgot his name. Was it Daniel?
Bogdan.
Bogdan was it him? I think he was the one who said it to watch the movie. No, I forgot that guy. Well, thank you, Guy, and the other guys. Now we have to watch Raluca's movie.
Yes. And the comment I like, thank you, Raluca. Actually, Ioana was right. You were discussing about Hela's decision.
Oh, okay. Well, she just she just winged that one. She just pulled it out of her ass, right? Do you have any more water? Give me some. Thank you, love. Right, what's up, people? Was that boring? I'm sorry. You guys gave it to me, so I was bound to talk about it. I want to do a little chat about Tiger King too, but let me finish it first. Ooh, that show's delicious, isn't it? I mean, you have to kind of like bear through the first episode or two because it gets wilder and crazier than that. I know me and my girl did. Like, we watched the first episode, we're like, come on, it's slow to get into. It's not that scandalous and whatever, but it gets real fucking dark and dirty. So watch it, right? But I know I'm preaching to the choir because most of you are watching it already. So we're gonna talk about that one too. You have any idea how long are we in this podcast?
About an hour, I guess.
How the fuck can it be an hour? I mean, since we started it again, baby. Because yeah, all this bullshit might have been an hour, but I mean the actual podcast. Here's how you find out. You see that little red bar from the YouTube? You just drag it all the way the fuck back, and then it will say some numbers. And see the numbers, kind of scroll and trying to see the numbers.
Half an hour.
Is it half an hour?
Yep.
Good, cool. Now you can press the live button. All right, cool. Right. Same as last week. I think it was pretty fun. Me and my girl enjoyed it. I'm going to discuss the print screens I have time to take. So bear with me. On my right, you're going to see whatever I see on the screen real time. Let me see. No porn, no porn. No porn, no porn. No private tab, no private tab. Oh, fuck. I can't. Fucking notif. Boom, baby. Right. So what else? What did I want to talk about? All right. So this was about the Patreon donation I did. They give you this little certificate, but I just put it here to remind myself to kiss my own ass. Now, to encourage donating and telling you guys that Patreon is, I'm gonna help until this whole fucking crisis ends, or until I don't have any money for rent. In which case, I might have to, but I will. So it's okay. Right. Oh yeah, I just these are just print screens I took throughout the week, and like half the time I don't fucking remember what I was gonna say about them. But for this one, I think it's obvious. Mr. Preot Montano Dragos and his fucking bling bling picture here says to open the churches for Easter. The fuck that. The fuck that. Fuck in the fuck that. Hey, I wonder why YouTube demonetizes me. Because you say fuck every 30 seconds, dude. Every 3 seconds. Well, fuckity fuck Montano Dragos. Like I fucking feel like I have to keep saying this so my mom doesn't get mad at me. I have priests in my family. They're okay people. I believe they're okay. But listen to me, you Romanian English understanding cunts. We have to do something. Even you younger ones. We can't let this fucking shit fly. We have to make some changes or else it'll be collective all over again. Nothing will fucking change. So let's not forget that the church has so much power that it chooses to fuck rationality, dude. Church was supposed to be, right? Church was supposed to be like this kid who imagines things and you let him play in the corner. You know what I mean? The important people take the decisions and you let the little religion kid play in the corner. But when the little religion kid starts to fucking hit the people who are minding their business in the head, you know what I mean? Directly because of that, he has enough power that you can't fucking stop him to not fucking hurt the other children. Then it's time you put that fucker in his place. You put him to bed. You punish him. You give him a curfew. Some shit, some legal curfew that doesn't allow people like Mr. Montano Dragos to proudly say this shit. Because after the fucking science people will come out with the fucking vaccine, then everybody will be thanking Montano Dragos, right, in the name of a god, not the scientist. So come on, people. Fucking dudes. Now, and of course, if you're young enough, don't be an asshole and write Montano Dragos, okay? Don't. Who the fuck? Who knows? Maybe he's just a person. Harassing and doing this shit is not the answer. Harassing the people who have the power to change it and becoming smart enough to know who that is and taking action, that's what the fuck needs to be done. And God knows I'm too dumb. I'm 33, guys. But there's a fucking 20-year-old now, 20-year-olds who fucking, I know they have them. And don't let this slide, motherfuckers, please. And even us, older ones. We can't let this bullshit slide. Okay. Okay, this is this is just a picture of my cat, Stinky. And I saved it because I wanted to show you guys how fucking lazy he is. He was playing with his little thingy, with that little fucking thingy. And he fell asleep, dude, for like 5 minutes with his hand stuck in the fucking fur ball. I'm like, how lazy can you get, man? I also bought him Daisy. Daisy is his new girlfriend. Because he destroyed his old one, and I don't want these. I don't want these to be cut off more, sooner than they have to. So he doesn't fuck this new girlfriend at all. I think he knows it's a lion baby and not a female. Because, yeah, the first one kind of looked like a female, but it was like this flat, fluffy thing. And he just couldn't get the, right angle. And he always would just fuck it for 1 hour and then, pass out from exhaustion. So I truly believe that some people get weird about the kitty's needs, and I think if he has balls and you teach him patiently some things and you give him something to fuck, he'll be cool. I think you can let him keep his balls. Now, if he maybe has people coming around or some other pets and he instinctively starts peeing on shit, even though you got his nuts covered, right? You got him a girlfriend, a plush girlfriend, and he does that shit, then his little balls are bygones. But until that time, I was like, let's keep the balls on the cat and get him a proper toy. This is a lion, and he has the proper on all fours position and the angles. He just won't fuck it. He won't. He plays with him a little. I think he knows it's a lion baby and not a lioness. I think he knows from the I wish I had it around. I could ask the people if they thought the cat could tell. Anyway, what else? Oh shit, yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna shortly just mention this for the video producers and future amateur or professional, especially professional broadcasters. And oh boy, since the times are gonna, it's gonna take some time for all this to heal. You're gonna have to learn to broadcast in more domains than before, right? Black Magic, which is a camera producer, which also produces the camera I'm shooting on right now, and with which I've always worked with, just released the ATEM Mini Pro. Now, what is this? This is a video switcher and recorder, basically for live streams. Not only does this have YouTube and Facebook and everything incorporated that you just get to press a button, but you can plug in, it has 4 HDMI ends. You can plug in one camera, you can plug in a laptop, you can just plug in like an external recorder or some sort of lavalier. You can plug all this shit in, and then you can actually switch in between them without wasting your laptop's resources or the computer you're streaming from's resources, and everything will go smoothly. It will record at ProRes, I think, or was it Motion JPEG? Anyway, it will record any on SD cards and T5 SSDs, right? And it also has, very importantly, it has a multi-view, which means the output for the HDMI that goes to your surveillance monitor, right, where you can see yourself and kind of see how the show looks. You can see all sources there, right? You can see everything, and if it's a live stream with multiple cameras, you can preview if the other camera is set in a good position and just press a button and switch to that one. So I'm going to do a review on it. It might be on the Romanian channel, once again, Romeo Cialis. Cialis, Romeo. I don't remember if I said this after the sound was fixed or before. After, good.
Yeah.
Right. For you video producers, it's about 600 euros. It's already back ordered as fuck. So even if you were to order it now, I ordered mine today. I paid for it in advance. It will probably still take a month or two. So if you're into video streaming, especially if you're doing it for other people or your own personal company, I definitely recommend you order this baby and thank me later. It's very easy to use. You can add graphics and lower thirds and all this shit. Definitely a must buy in today's times. Okay. I'm sure the three of you who actually know what the fuck I was talking about appreciate this, I hope. What else? All right. You know how this like are Facebook ads effective? I know the ones that are pictures and you scroll through your fucking timeline, they kind of get imprinted into your stupid little head as it does into mine, because you see it and move on and it sticks there. But do you guys not just hate with your whole existence Facebook mid-video ads? You know what I mean? Like, I know they put it right where the fucking cum shot is going to be, you know what I mean? The most interesting part of the fucking movie. They put it right there. And I just personally end up hating Facebook and that fucking whoever makes that ad again. And, sometimes life carries you on a stream of boredom. And I just stumbled upon, don't judge me, this dude who's making pottery. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, cool, pottery looks nice. You know how it is, you're in COVID, you stay inside. Then you're like, fuck, I wish I did things outside. You know what I mean? Then you can go outside, you fucking won't. But I was like, I could take my girl to a pottery class, play that fucking ghost movie and like get my dick dirty, right? My girlfriend was just nodding, and when I said the dick part, she was like, and then she was nodding again. No. And in the middle of it, fucking Calm, dude. The commercial for the app called Calm came on, and I was anything but calm. I just lost my shit so much. I was like, I will never install your fucking stupid app. I hate you. It made me mad. You should fucking call it mad and commit suicide. I was that mad. Calm. And somehow these two things mixed together, you know what I mean? Like pottery, that's so like cathartic. It's so cathartic. You fucking just put your hands there, and it's even cathartic to look at, and you kind of think about existence, and you're like, whoa, like you could make things with your hand, and people have been doing this for years, and they also make it through art that lasts through times way before you're gone. And it's like you leave a part of you there, and it's really nice. And then another calm things appears, like two calm things intersect, and it just makes me want to beat my cat. like this is I'll never install calm. Fuck calm. It made me mad. All right, I think that's why I printed the screen. I mean, I know, because I remember how mad I was. All right, what else do I have here? Oh shit, Louis C.K. dropped his new comedy special. I saw it last year in Cluj, but I still wanted to support Louis, so I bought it. It's only $8 if you guys have it spared. Don't do it. If you want to give me like $8 on Patreon or whatever, give it to Louis, please. At least for this special 1 month, please. He deserves it, and God knows he needs it. The fucking PC police went all the way on his fucking head, and he's obviously one of my greatest inspirations alongside Bill Burr. And the show is awesome. He addresses the Me Too shit finally. And he does it in a tactful and funny and sincere way, like he always does and teached us to do it, right? And it's a must-see. Now I wanted to see it. The creme de la creme, you only record your special when you know your sets are fucking tight. So I saw it in Cluj at Electric Castle, so that must have been, September, baby?
July, I think.
I'm so stupid. Right? So July, and by that time, I think in December he recorded it, and it's called, what was it called? Sincerely Louis C.K. it's called. I remembered. I haven't got the chance to see it yet, but I need to make a whole event of it, and maybe I'll make some homemade pizza or some shit. Like, I need to, re-see this shit. Definitely recommend it for you guys. You can buy it at louisck.com and show some support for Louis. Louis, I know you're never going to see this, but thank you, sir. Thank you. I can't wait for Bill Burr to come in Romania too. Like, I saw Bill Burr twice. I saw him once in London and the second time in Amsterdam with my girl, and she loved the show, and that gave me even more joy. When you love a girl and you're falling in love with her and you realize she has the same stupid humor you have, it just gives you amplified joy, and we really enjoyed that show. I saw Louis personally twice. She saw it once with me too. I saw him once in 2011, I think, or 12 or something like that. I can't wait for Bill Burr to get here in Romania. I'll fucking plug that fucking show freely. But who knows? Who knows even if these people will even be able to perform and entertain, even if this thing passes. And I don't think it passes I don't think it's gonna pass as fast as the government leads to believe it's gonna pass, because they don't want to create panic, and it's understandable. But we have to be realistic about this. But even when it does pass, I feel like it's gonna take a while for people to, like Joe Rogan was saying this the other day too. Like, it's gonna take a while for people to feel confident enough to join people in a dark cellar with a fucking mic and musky walls. You know what I mean? And booze in the air. You can smell the other person's breath. And it has this charm in a post-2020 world, right? There's nothing like even for the little time I tried stand-up comedy, it was like the best fucking feeling. Just a dark room and just honesty inebriated, right? Just this connection between the crowd and the performer. And that might not be able to happen again for who knows how long. So I'm really grateful that I got to see Louis and Bill Burr live. What else I was going to talk about? Yeah, so please go to louisck.net, I think, or just Google his website, and you can purchase it from there, you fucking dumbass cottonmouth. Oh yeah. I just this picture really tickled my ego, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. It says, "Guys who order fruity drinks because they enjoy them despite stupid societal expectations have big dick energy." It was just the quote I liked. Fuck that! I always order the the girly drinks. They taste so good and they go excellent with the joint. Right? I don't want some fucking soggy ass beer with my joint. Gives me even more cotton mouth. Give me a fucking Hugo, right? Like a fucking Aperol Spritz or something. I'll drink that fucker with my pinky up. I don't give a fuck, right? And this post is right. I always just be confident with the girls. Tell them you like it. They'll like it that you like it, right? Balls ahead. But I gotta admit, I do have a go-to joke for that, right? I ordered for, if it's a barmaid, right? If it's a female bartender, I go, give me pina colada, but like in the spikiest glass you have. You know what I mean? Like if it has beard hair, the more the better. Like the manliest glass you have. Don't give it to me in that little fucking martini glass. And they always laugh and they bring the martini glass anyway. But yeah, I have this little like excuse. You know what I mean? Hold on. How about you read me some questions, baby, and I can catch my breath.
Did you saw the last season of La Casa de Papel?
I hate to disappoint, but I saw no seasons. I'm sorry, dog. There's just too many shows. Did you see BoJack Horseman? You didn't? Well, fucking see it. But it's this whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? That consumes your energy, and I can't start La Casa de Papel right now. I can't. My girlfriend saw it since season 1, and now I think she... Did you start the last season?
No, not yet.
Not yet. I think she's excited to do it. We just have to catch up with work. But I'll definitely see it at one point. I wanted to see it. You know what the funny thing is, dude? I was watching, like, my girlfriend told me about it when it was season 1, you know what I mean? And she was all the way the fucking season 1. And I passed through the fucking living room and I'm like, what are you watching? It's La Casa de Papel. I'm like, okay, cool. No, sorry. She said Money Heist. I'm like, cool. And what's it about? It's, it's a bank robbery or whatever the fuck. I'm like, all right. And I kind of watched the fucking screen and the voices of the actors that matched their fucking mouths. And she was, I think, up to episode 8 of season 1 by that time, like something like that. And I'm like, pause the show. And she pauses the show, and you know how Netflix pops up the cast, of the show, and there's only Spanish names there. And I'm like, baby, is this a Spanish show? She's like, hell no. This is an English show. I'm like, are you sure? I'm 100% sure. I'm like, do you see that there's like their mouths move way faster than than when the English actor says the line, and she watches with the English subtitles. But usually when there's a dubbing, especially from Spanish, because of the differences in expressions, and for our country too, right? The English transcript is different than what the English voice actor says. For some reason, they don't just fucking transcribe what the voice overdub actor says. They transcript the fucking thing, so they don't match. 8 episodes in, dude, she didn't see. I'm like, that's my main point. Second point, they're all called Alejandro. How the fuck is this? Is this like... She's like, oh, and I switched to Spanish, and I don't remember. Did you say switch it back? Or did I leave it in Spanish?
No.
You saw 3 other seasons. She saw it in English. All right, cool. That was funny as hell. She's like, no, I didn't even saw that. Right, what else? Do the magic thing with your finger again, baby. Yeah, slide the YouTube thing.
Almost 1 hour.
Almost 1 hour. I hope you guys realize
1 hour.
My girlfriend is sacrificing Asia Express, which she really seems to enjoy. And I gotta admit, as much as I busted its balls, I like that fucking cook guy and the other dude.
Yeah.
What's his name?
They're my favorite. Fodor and Bonta.
Fodor and Bonta. right? I didn't even watch the shows with them, but they seem like good people. So if it can't, like I said in the fucking thing when I made fun of it, it catches you. It fucking catches you, and then I get to see the commercials, and I want to fucking. But I guess it's good now because if I'm making this Romanian channel, you know, to kind of start posting bullshit there, I might as well take the opportunity and make fun of all these shows and their commercials too a little bit when I have the time, right? So in a way, yeah. But she's sacrificing Asia Express for me. So shit, baby, that's like your firstborn child. You seem to enjoy it that much. So yeah. Oh, this is the thing I posted, but it just made me. If you guys haven't seen Tiger King, you're not gonna get this reference. But yeah, this is one of the classic client budget things. But in the context of Tiger King, holy crack whore, Batman, Jesus Christ, you guys have to see it. All right. Right, I keep like I say with you guys, I keep scrolling through Facebook and all this shit, and I get this blog post. It says, asshole. Do you know what the recruiters spend an average of 2 seconds on your resume before deciding whether or not you actually need it? I'm dyslexic. That's everybody's too dumb to read excuse, right? We found the word to cling on to. Dyslexic. Oh, I'm a bit dyslexic. Yeah, you fucking dimwit, dumb fuck. Are you? I'm a bit dyslexic. Whether or not to actually read it, I didn't fucking understand anything. Anyway, so this is like a website that kind of like you make your CV. I like the stock picture they chose though, because why do I need to get like it gives me this vibe like I'm going down to their company and they're gonna help me make the CV, but a dude would just come and kind of like sexually harass me for 10 minutes. Look at this guy's smile, dude. Look at this little creep. And this guy's face says, I made a huge mistake. What the fuck? Why would they choose this stock picture, dude? Look at this. Is this like, why? It's obvious like an intimate moment between two guys even, right? Why does this have to, listen, why is gay shit okay? Can I talk to over lefty extremist LGBTQ people right now? Why is this fucking picture okay for this major career fucking website, right? Why is this picture okay? But if there was this huge titted chick there and it was my fucking face wrapping around her cleavage, why the fuck? Why do you think people will get outraged then? What do you mean? Is this a job where you apply to be sexually harassed? Shut the fuck up and show me your tits, bitch. Right? Like, why? I would go down burning, but yet I get this fucking. Makes me miss my buddy Vlad. This picture. I'm kidding, baby. I don't want to fuck Vlad. I have standards. If I were gay, I'm fucking buddy. I know you're watching this.
What's the name of the website?
It's career blog. I didn't click on it. Maybe that's just the title of the campaign, and maybe it's a different thing when you click on it. But yeah, hilarious. The picture is hilarious. It's just a funny thing to choose to put in there. Hold on, I need to fix my headphones. Do we have more than 10 people?
29.
Ooh, yeah, that's nice. What else? I found this website. I don't know if it's a good website, but President Trump of the United States, like I had to mention the fucking the second part. But this article says that he has financial interest in hydro. Here we go, people. Strap in. It's hydroxychloroquine, right? Yes. So he came out promoting hydroxychloroquine like it was the cure. And I understand from the Joe Rogan podcast that it's a substance that has been used, but there's not enough studies or guarantee to show that it's effective or what even the side effects are. You know what I mean? So it would be interesting. This might be bullshit cheat sheet. I don't know what the fuck is this website is, but if it's true, he keeps promoting it. Even like last night, I think he had this brief, and when he was like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna get a hold of some and store it out because if you can have it, why not have it?" And I was like, "What the fuck is Trump trying to say, right?" And if he has the interest, like, I can't understand people like this, man. I can't. It's like even when the world is dying up around you, you can't fucking stop searching for the play. You can't help yourself not see an angle to something that will net you even more $1 billion, you greedy fuck. Again, allegedly, I don't know, this fucking publication, we know the main ones fuck up and are biased. And I'm no Trump fan, but I understand why he got elected and why the people needed a fucking change for better or for worse. And I'm a Romanian citizen. I have no horse in the game. For those of you, a few of you who I know you're watching me from the US, right? But I just don't understand that part of human nature. I don't understand how, like, you're 105 farts old. You have tens of millions of dollars. And you were, for better or for worse, already in like this really select Hall of Fame president of the United States, and you try to find a fucking angle. If this is real, and I'm not saying it is, but if it is, that's a even lower low. You know what I mean, baby? He would have stooped to even the lowest of low, because you have to admit that Trump is funny. Like, he's just funny how he just cuts into live meat. You know, the self-called good people and the self-called good people from both sides. He just speaks his mind. He's hilarious. But there's no questioning he's fucking up. And we can feel it here in Romania, a U.S. colony, right? We can feel it here too. And I think it comes a moment where we have to think about local production. Like I said earlier in that little break, I said, this hit me the other day, made in Romania. Like, they used to be, I don't think they even have made in America, right? Used to be like, what trucks did they have, baby? Like GMC, was it? Dodge. You know, it was like made in America. Like horsepower and, you know, eagles and shit. And they had some pride behind that. I'm not sure they have it yet because everything is made in China, right? But we don't have it either, because every the fuck thing is outsourced. It's outsourced, dude. Everything. Like, I want to say 80% of the corporations, they provide, you know, no, like 70%, at least of the urban population, are provided by corporations. So I think Americans are going to think about local production starting once this thing gets over, because I think they're starting to realize they're too too dependent on China and not self-sustaining enough. And as a consequence of that, we have to expect ourselves as a nation that they will pull out of some services market, you know, the service market. Because if they're trying to create jobs, and this new mentality has to be born in us as Romanians too, then at least the immediate jobs that can be performed by the people they have will be resourced back into their country. And the people who work there, corporate people in Romania, I'm sure a lot of them will have to suffer for it. So I think we should be prepared for that scenario, but we shouldn't be scared of it. As long as we kind of mobilize and we form some sort of system that informs us, maybe at a design label thing, maybe at a store, some sort of informative thing where you know where the final mother company, what country, is this a pure Romanian product? Is this a product that's Dacia, but it's owned by Renault, which is in France? That's not a Romanian. It's sad, but it's not a Romanian product. I don't think Romania has enough stake in Dacia anymore to call it a Romanian product, but I might be speaking out of my ass. But it's Renault Group, right? We don't have Romanian things. Made in Romania is a punchline. And that saddens me. All right. What the fuck was I saying? I was going to say some more things, but then I got stupid. Just let me know when it goes under 10 people, and then we'll stop it, or else we'll stop in about half an hour.
Yeah.
We have some more questions, or should I just move on?
Yeah, they said something about the next election from US, that Bernie drops out. So it's either Biden or Trump.
Jesus Christ, dude. I saw. This is incredible. Dude, I don't give a fuck, Americans. I know I work for some. I don't give a fuck, okay? I liked Bernie since 2016. Now you can call me ex-commie scum or whatever the fuck your preconception of Romania is. I won't even fucking blame you. But dude, if you want to talk about a guy who had a consistent message throughout his career, I saw this clip about Bernie's type of policy as he was getting old. That dude looks like he was born 60, right? Dude, that he was your best chance of somebody who gives a shit, dog. He was. You guys don't realize it. And then 2016, you fucked him over. You know, this is why Trump fucking came out as president. You sold him over fucking Hillary because you had this fucking concept. And you know Hillary is corrupt, right? She's playing the same old game. Nothing would have changed. And you sold him out for Hillary. And now all these fucking people, Nancy Pelosi and all this fucking, like, you know, Democrats who, with so-called good intentions, and maybe they have some, and maybe some are misguided, but if you play politics at that level, you know what the fuck you're doing, right? You're not going to convince the people from the right, the Republicans. You're not going to get to them with people like Pelosi and Mr. Biden, right? Joe Biden. Like, I don't want to echo what Joe Rogan said, and you guys can just go watch that podcast of him talking about it, but the dude is at a mental deficit. He is beyond the age where he can be reliable to do that impossible to do job anyway. Right? So how come you sold out Bernie for fucking Biden, dude? You have no, why? Because he looks kind of like Republican. He has that, my grandfather used to own slaves look, like that, like, I'm not saying he did, I'm just saying he looks like that, like perfect gray hair and like quite nice posture and perfect teeth and old man skin, like dignified. I used to own a plantation, you know what I mean? Like that type of like, what you know what I mean? What's up, Stinky? Come here. You're breaking my point. Right. You sold him out for Bernie, dude. And I obviously communism is in the way, but I think you guys are confusing socialism with communism. God knows I am sometimes. And a little bit of social rules that kind of makes and force certain people. The American dream was a viable dream to believe, as long as China was making your shoes, because you didn't have to do the dirty work, right? But once you're going to start importing businesses again, you'll have to do the lower jobs, and then you guys will see what it's like to work for money. Not like I know, but I'm self-aware enough to know I was privileged, right? From that point of view. Americans, listen to me. You will learn what it means to work for your money, and I know some of you thought, and then you'll have it even harder, and these people will make even more money off your asses. So you guys need some sort of social reform, like half economical. You can still have the American dream. You know, it was flawed before. It just will change now. And healthcare, dude, come on. Even here in shitty Romania, we have state healthcare, for better or for worse. Even now, the people who have it are not grateful enough. And there's a lot of corruption, of course. But we have it. So you should always kind of try to like, how come you don't have healthcare, dude? And Bernie was bringing that. State healthcare, Canada has it. God damn it. Those pronoun changing fucks. They have it. And you don't have it, dude. You have to break your leg and owe some insurance company forever or pay these fucking weird premiums. No, dude. That's not the answer. Bernie was a very good candidate that would have guaranteed that to you guys. And I feel like he could. He was informed and willing to help. I don't pretend I know his policy, you know, on external policy or all this shit. I don't know who, right? But I think he was your best chance to kind of offer the little guy some help, and you guys just threw it away. But I'm not playing saint here. The whole fucking country, the whole fucking world, rather, is just led by the masses, the dumb masses. Some of them, they don't have a chance to not be dumb, and the ones some of them have but don't take it. And you can't change the world. So might as well convince your neighbor, and what the fuck can you do? All right, what else do people say?
We have an interesting question
Hit me.
From Ray.
What's up, Ray?
And Trump doesn't care about the US. What are you on, son? And also, he said that Bernie is an absolute commie. He'd sell the US to China in 24 hours. Learn some more. Everything.
What the fuck, dog? Chill your fucking pants. First of all, who said he'll sell? Trump said? You're obviously a Trump fan. Listen, dude, I'm not trying to piss on your beliefs. You believe whatever the fuck you believe. But I disagree. I don't know enough, and obviously we're just two dumb fucks on the internet arguing. But I would argue that Trump has just a continuous vested interest in getting himself and his friends rich. That's not saying he didn't take some good decisions, as far as I saw from people better prepared than I am. But you can't deny he's a megalomaniac who will say one thing today and the next, just because he's like a kid who wants to like stand out. He's still in that reality show, dude, except now it's called America. It's not called, what the fuck was this called?
I don't remember.
I forgot. Something where he fired people. You're hired, you're fired. I fucking forgot. Listen, Ray, my dude, I don't know if you're American or not, but that's just my 2 cents. You would know the pulse better from the inside. But as far as I see, he was worth a try at least. At least, can't you get behind like guaranteed healthcare from the state? You break your leg and no matter if you live in an alley or if you have 2 mansions, somebody will fix your leg and then you won't owe the state your other fucking leg. Just starting with that, isn't that like change enough? And I'm sure that would have been reflect. What is this? He said here comments. What the kind of fucking argument is this? Right? I don't know, dude. I think he was the best chance. Isn't it funny for the Americans? The social security number, in Romanian we call it CNP. It's called Social Security, and you guys have so little of that. Social Security, right? What's more social than healthcare, dog? What is more social than your fellow man not suffering, no matter his bad luck or his weaknesses, as long as he didn't hurt no one? Social Security is like an empty name when you don't have at least healthcare. And of course, you think Trump is good for the corporations? He was the type of person who outsourced everything to other countries because they know Like the people who make the money in the I'm not talking the chains of the corporations. I'm talking about the fucking board meeting of the 5 fuckers who spin the wheels, right? You think they Stinky? I think he's horny again. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
About the Trump and the corporations.
I fucking forgot. God damn it, I had a point. Oh yeah. Those fuckers decide, the board meeting guys, right? You think they want to pay like this overqualified Chinese dude, software developer, to be worked 18 hours with $1,000 per month or $3,000 per month? Or he's going to pay the same fucking money to this Harvard school or whatever the fuck, MIT, Cornell, whatever, right? Dude who will have the demand to have 100K plus per year. Multiply that by 1,000 fucking jobs, right? No, they want to increase their profit margins, so the outsourcing model worked. That's what kept the American dream alive up until now, dude. But it's starting to crack. Somebody has to clean the toilets too. And it's time America and Romania, God damn it, as an extension, does it themselves. And then you encourage your own economy, right? And you try to self-sustain. That was a dream. Of course, free market will encourage, competition and development. And there's nothing taking away from that. Nobody says close your borders or whatever, right? But people like Trump, they will always go for the margin. That's why there's no law in place for the hospitals, and the same in Romania, and the same in the whole fucking world, I'm sure. That's why in the hospitals there was no backlog, there was no deposit, there was no fucking masks and disinfectant stashed away for emergency situations like this. Why? Because it's a capitalist model, right? Fuck it. Why the fuck would we spend $500,000 on masks and disinfectant to keep and inhalators or some shit when we don't need them, and keep it as a stock when we can just run out, order like $5,000 worth at a time, and if we run out on Friday, we order them, and on Monday they're at our door, right? Except when some sort of catastrophe and crisis and hurricane and whatever other fucking weird shit you guys got going on there in America comes, then they catch you off guard, right? Then there's no supply. There's no way for you to buy it at that fast. When that should have been a guarantee. That should have been a national security fucking thing that was somewhere written in the Constitution that hospital have to have some sort of... But we became complacent, right? Wars were not an immediate threat anymore. Generations after generations were born that they forgot what war means. They romanticize it in Marvel movies, right? And all this type of shit. But they forgot the urgency of the immediate an importance of immediate loss of life. Come on, cottonmouth. Sorry, guys. They forgot that importance of the immediate loss of life and how important to be supplied there is. Why? Because it's an American model. It's a democratic model. Come on, you stupid fuck. It's a capitalist model. Sorry, guys, I'm high. So that needs to change. And I'm just tackling healthcare now, and I'm no fucking expert. I just am the produce of the other people talking and so on and so forth. But that's my 2 cents. Bernie was outspoken. He was the type to not have, like Trump, so much money, and then he tries to scheme things to get even more money. Dude, you're 5 farts away from a heart attack. Well, how much more money do you need? By the way, did you guys see the John Oliver's, the last episode, right? Like, you guys should see it. The Don King's, like Donald Trump's takeaway from Tiger King. It was just that you can buy a tiger for $3,000. That was his takeaway. I was amazed at the show. You can buy a tiger for $3,000. Really do the whole fucking sociopathic situation. And that's the only thing you took away, right? And that's the son of the president of the United States. I know you guys, you want to be, you have this like like this pride in you, but you got to let it go to get along with your fellow countrymen, man. I mean, for better or for worse, I think Romanians might be able to, I hope, get together in situations like this and kind of get things going more than you guys are capable of, because you made too much noise. You gave a trumpet to even the smallest guy with the worst intentions, right? Before, he didn't have a voice. Not the stupid people, not the flat earthers, no one. I talked about this before, right? It's one of my bits. But before, if I said the fucking planet was flat, and it was me and just 5 other friends, all of those, my other 5 friends would be like, shut the fuck up, you ginger cunt. Shut your fucking transparent fucking face. Go in your room, think about, read some books, which you never did, but then you knew probably them being 5, they probably know, and being a corner. And you shut the fuck up. And maybe when it came across you in school or some shit, you're like, oh yeah, shit, it is round. But no, now everybody has a gold, and there's no losers. Everybody has a gold fucking medal, right? And everybody's opinion is valid. It's wrong to state your opinion and because you hurt feelings or some shit, right? And now the smallest of 5 people banded together can shut down a company just because they're ultra sensitive, and you allowed that to happen. And those of you who have ad agencies, advertising agencies, you're part of that shit too, because you stoop down immediately. You have to react to every little fucking thing, or else you'll lose your fucking precious views. Fuck all y'all. You sold yourselves. We sold ourselves to you, but then you sold yourselves to China. You understand, America? We sell ourselves to America. America is sold to China. It's just that simple, right? Fuck. Bernie was the man. At least, I don't know if he would have done good, but he at least seemed the most consistent in his message. He didn't bullshit around. He was worth a try. That's all I'm saying. Trump 2020. Yay. Fuck. This dude denied this fucking virus was a big thing. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, let's move on, because I don't have much in me anymore. You can read, if there's some interesting comments, you can read them until I can start this again.
Dennis said you should take into account all economic factors. America spends more money on the army than any other country, but somehow you can afford government state-funded healthcare.
Yeah, right. It's crazy. I'm not sure from the tone if you agree with me or not, but if you're asking me to take in consideration the army, he's not.
He agrees.
He agrees.
You.
Okay. Yeah, there's too much army spending. Like, who the fuck relax. There's other things to invest in. But also the way the whole taxing system is set up, like, seriously. And then you have people like Bill Gates, who just doesn't give a fuck. He just helps out. I think I have a picture of an article too. I think he's sponsoring 5 different research facilities to find 5 different types of vaccines, so they work in parallel for this virus, and he just finances that shit. Bill Gates, dude. There's people like him. Not enough, unfortunately. Not enough. This orangutan made me feel nice, because he saw his caretaker in the zoo washing her hands more often, and she just did that shit. And it's incredible how some of my fellow country people Can't even do this, dude. Dog. Shit, you know what I found out, guys? This is crazy. All this time in Bucharest, Romania, the the highest infection rate is handled by the hospital Gerota, right? Gerota, you know, I'm dyslexic. Gerota. And after these whole fucking 5 weeks or whatever, since I've been aware of this, right? I just a few days decided to Google where it is. Guess where it is? It's about 400 meters from where I live. 400 meters. Now, don't get me wrong. I haven't been out of the house that much. About once per week to take provisions. I have gloves. I have a mask that I wear once per week. Usually, you know, once. Sometimes I put it on too. I don't throw it away. I just put it in a place, and then I just put it on when I answer like a delivery guy or something. And I always use the phrase, listen, everybody is in this house. Don't get scared. Everybody in this house is okay. I'm just doing this as a precaution for me and for you. And they usually just calm down. I think now they're just more used to it. But like a couple of weeks ago when I was saying this, they were like really like, they didn't have masks yet. And I was answering the door with a mask and gloves. And that just kind of came to me and I stuck with it. Yeah, man. And please, if you have the possibility and you do order something, overtip the guy. Like, what is it? 60 lei, fucking give him 10 lei as a tip, dude. Even if it's Glovo or whatever, just give the man something. Hey, Pizza Hut delivery. Not Pizza Hut. Hey, KFC delivery. I know you're not, I hope somebody, I wish I had one guy who took the time to take segments of what I say and tweet it or whatever, or paste it on the walls of whoever I talk about. But hey, fucking KFC delivery, please include some sort of way where I can tip the guy just by card so I don't have to hand him cash so he has to deal with the whole fucking thing, right? I can't. There is no way if I call KFC to tell them, I asked the lady, can you just include 10 lei in the order, right, to the guy? And she's like, there's no way I can do that, sir. Just put 10 lei and like, no, I can't do that. I'm like, okay, there's no system in place to do that. No, not at the time. Fucking make it, please. In the end, I found some leftover money and I paid. You know, I didn't have that much cash on me. But there has to be a way to allow me to tip that man, right? Anyway. And the apps too, Glovo, fucking Uber Eats, all of this shit, like change, give me some sort of, maybe some have it and I don't know. But the ones I use, Glovo, it doesn't have, I didn't see a tip thing. And it should exist. Fuck. Okay. Oh, I thought this was just funny. Hold on, let me switch it around. It's this picture, come on. So it's when the lockdown ends, right? And then you go right back in. You're like, finally I can go out. And then you go back in. It made me laugh. It made me think of myself. And then I came. What else? Oh, I just thought this was cool. This is like a video, but I just made a snapshot, a picture. So there was this row of ants. And then on the other side, there's this row of termites. And they each have their soldiers to kind of split the lines and to keep business on each and other sides, which I thought was cool as fuck. So I think if you zoom in, the ants are smaller, but yeah. Shit, even like bugs can organize. I know, we can do it, come on. Dude, I saw this. You guys have to Google this. If you on the phone, I'm sorry, I don't have any links for you or some shit. And I didn't record the actual video of it, but there's this chick who I think she posted this video like 20 years of marriage and he cheated, so now it's over. And then she pulls out this diamond wedding ring and throws it into the lake. And this is the video containing both videos. But then this dude tracked the video. He was living like I think 300 miles or something from where that video was taken, but he kind of Google mapped it and figured out where that exact spot was. He took the car for fucking hundreds of miles. He went there. He had a scuba dive kit and whatever. He dived in and he found the fucking diamond ring, dude. And I guess he cashed it. Not a bad trip for about $3,000 or even more. Who knows? You know, maybe that chick was rich. Maybe she got half. that she didn't deserve, and she's like, "Fuck this $5,000 or $10,000 ring." Right? This dude got it, and that, kids, I wanted to say, is how you're gonna earn your money starting this year. We have to like grind it, dude. This dude's a grinder. Much respect, much love. Good for you, Scuba Jake. Oh shit, this is the same picture. Oh shit, you see this guy? So there's this dude who hoarded like tons of N95 masks, but the FBI had to come in and like force him to turn it over. I'm not sure if it's in New York or whatever. I just saw it on Reddit, but same fucking mentality, right? This is not the end of the video. So you see, those are probably each have like fucking each box has hundreds of masks. And there's this video, if you guys Google the title, you see here, there's the FBI, and they just take out like crates and crates of this shit. And this guy bought it right before the whole fucking thing, when doctors could have had him. You know, he might have been speculating to sell them further at a higher price or some shit. Just lowlifes, dude. Just people trying to make a score. I don't mind the hustle. Sometimes you got to do shit like this, but in like this never before seen in your lifetime or your grandfather's fucking thing worldwide, and in a time where we are all able to communicate with each other, and we can also truly see and believe that it's worldwide. Maybe not speculate on this motherfucker. Fucking cunt. Probably the FBI tracked him down just by the fact that he ordered so much, and he's like, who the fuck is this cunt? And they just showed up and confiscated that shit. I loved it. I think there's two type of people in the world. Don't you guys love these? There's two type of people in the world, and I consciously asked this question of my friends lately in the past few years. If you were to die tomorrow, right? Would you like it for everybody else to die with you, or for you to die, alone, but the world goes on? Because I think, of course, the standard instinctive thing is to be like, all right, I want the world to move on after I'm gone. But I think there are people, and I think I might have been, I definitely might have been in a period. So you can be in a period in your life when you're like, I rather like, I guess the question is, would you rather a meteor comes and we can all see it, and you can like kind of hold your loved ones and everybody and once it flashes for everybody plus minus 8 seconds or whatever, right? And then everything is gone? Or have you lived enough, and are you fulfilled enough? I guess you're never ready to die, but would you just, if I have to die, I'd rather, do it here, and my daughter lives, but my mom has to see me dead, but whatever, right? And I think sometimes in our lives the answer is the second, but I think we all have periods where life is so bad that you might prefer the first. Right, let's see. This fucker, he takes option C. He's like, no, only I'm gonna live. Just dressing myself in these fucking masks, you fucking cunt. Okay. Can they see this? Right, dude. This is the weekly number of unemployment claims from the US, but I think it's relevant to the world. And what you see on screen, you can't see the end of it because it crops it in. See how they see it, baby? They can't even see the dramatic part of it. Oh, now you can see it. But yeah, that straight line is 2020, man. So it starts in the 60s, I think. I can no longer see it on my screen because videos, they just show up on the computer. But yeah, it was that low for so many fucking years. Look at this. Right? And then at the end, so this is 1970, 1980, 1990, and then it just shoots up. You guys realize how many people file for unemployment? Look, it gets so small. You can't see the right of it, but it's exponentially like, I tried to touch it and look at it. So that's 2020. And all those fucking numbers become so small because it's so high now. Dark times are coming, people. Don't fret, but be aware of it. Be realistic. Stop fucking living in a bubble. But also don't stress yourself too much. Right? Sometimes it's out of your hand. Do the best you can do for your family and close ones and hope for the best. And finally realize you're not part of the 25%. Right? Okay. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. Bill Gates. Oh, not 5, 7. Bill Gates founding the construction of factories for 7 different vaccines to fight coronavirus. Fuck it, dude. This dude is going to die. He's going to have some plaque somewhere. How come we don't replace some shit in the Vatican with this dude's statue? Right? That would be a smooth move from Vatican. Wouldn't that be just the coolest fucking thing? Wouldn't that, even if you're like totally unreligious like me, right? Wouldn't it give you like just a little bit of your naivety and your, I mean that in a good way, a little bit of hope that maybe there is some good in the world if after all this shit, the Pope chooses to put just one statue in the middle of some plaza in the Vatican. God knows they have enough space there to replace some sort of ill-forgotten saint, where there's just a statue of a doctor with a mask. Wouldn't that be the coolest fucking thing in Vatican? Wouldn't you be like, yeah, right back at you, sir. Talk to that God for me too. But no fucking doctor's statue will ever be raised in the Vatican, even after this. And that makes me sad. Okay. On another like type of good people doing good things at the cost of their own fucking careers, this gentleman, commander of the U.S. Theodore Roosevelt. This is a Navy ship. This captain realized his thousands of people crew started to get infected, and he disobeyed orders and wrote a letter in which he dismissed, right? Like he voiced his concern about this, and he wants to dismiss his crew to not further get infected. And Trump fired him. Well, maybe not Trump, but somebody in the Trump administration fired him. The Navy fired him. And you guys should Google this too. The send away his crew gave him just because he saved their lives by disobeying this order or sending this letter, whatever the context was, right? He just goes off the ship and everybody just applauds, and it makes my skin curl. It makes my pores go whoop, up. It's that good. I hope he finds somewhere, like a good place to live happily and, with good stinky. I'm trying to honor a captain here. With some, I hope he isn't left out on the street. You know what I mean? Like dishonorably discharge or some shit. God, I'm high. Yeah, thank you. You're not even in my country, but we need people like this. He didn't give a fuck. He got fired for the Navy, man. He's a commander. He lost his fucking title because he saved. And the send off his crew. They filmed the whole ship too, and everybody's applauding, like full of the people he prevented getting infected. It's just because, and they fired him, dude. Where the fuck is this going, dude? How is this democracy? How is this fair? It doesn't have to be fair. It has to be just. But how is that just? This man should be reinstated and fucking promoted to fucking admiral or whatever the fuck. Jesus Christ. We still have 10 people?
26.
26, okay. Oh, and top comment for this post was, this reminds me when that Russian submarine captain literally saved the world by detecting a glitch on their personnel and claimed 1,000 U.S. missiles were bound and not firing back. Yeah, I think I read about this. The Russian government stripped him of his duties and he received little to no reward. I don't know if it's true, but I heard this urban legend before. Maybe it's not a legend. Maybe you can Google it and find the facts, but I didn't. I didn't search. Stinky, no. No. That's where you're laughing, right? Because he's fucking around. Yeah, man. I read about the story. So basically, this was like a atomic missile submarine, right, pointed at America, so to say, and he got the readings that Americans launched 1,000 fucking missiles towards Russia, and he didn't like his obvious. The protocols and orders are if they fire, you fire back immediately, and he chose to not go through the protocol and probably save the world because it would have started a nuclear war. I'm not sure if this is true. It would be nice to, maybe you guys can search it and talk to me next time in the podcast. But yeah, I don't know if that happened, but this gentleman, much respect. Oh yeah, this is another like Donald Trump fucking thing. Donald Trump. He stated in 2014 when he always tweeted at Obama that there was, because of Ebola, there was 11 cases and 2 deaths in the U.S. and Trump yelled out he should resign. And now there's so many fucking deaths. He could have prevented some of them, not all of them. I guess at a certain point in your life, you're as smart as you're willing to listen to other people, right? Stinky. Right? And I think he'll resign. No, Trump 2020. Jesus Christ. I like this picture. It was like a design for the way stairwells should be made. And they're cool. It's like if an old person needs to go up, it can take a rest in between floors. I never really thought of that, and I think old age would have forced me to think about that up until I saw this picture. But this is cool. This would be like, yeah. Some people live at floor 5 and have no elevator, and there's no way they can take a break except lean on the wall or maybe sit on the stairs. But like a more civilized way of helping our elderly when it comes to design is this thing. But after I saw this, immediately I thought this would be ruined. You know what I mean? Like some politically correct fucking bunch of cunts would come and be like, what do you mean? Doesn't this have... don't you have one for ladies? You know, ladies are oftenly raped in that corner. You should make 2, and then you make 2, and then it's too hard to kind of like go up the stairs. But then there's more problems. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Why do you, they're both yellow? So men will sit there, and men are smelly, and they have cum, so they're icky. They are icky beings that they're not supposed to exist. So paint it a different color, and then you paint it, red. And they're like, why the fuck did you use red? Why is my side of the bench red? What, are you sexist? Are you saying that I always have to be seen as this thing of passion? That's why it's red? Like I'm this thing you use? Objectification. Fine, fuck, they paint it black. She's like, yeah, black. Chicks like to be all in like dark and shit nowadays. All the fucking cheap ass tattoos. But that's not good enough. You know what I mean? Because what do you do? There's more genders now. So do you have to make one for like asexual people, right? And then you make another row of that. And then to make one for blind people, which I guess they would need one in the first place, but now they have to have their own special one with like braille, sit your ass down kind of like thing. Hey, just because they're blind doesn't mean they're not cool people and they can't take a joke. Suck a dick, right? And in the end, there's be no way to go up the stairs. You'd just be rested. Everybody would just be sitting on the first fucking thing at the bottom of the benches on the bottom of the floor, and nobody would use them, and life would be even harder to fucking go upstairs. That's how too much freedom works, I guess. Fucking everybody has a gold medal. I know this is a trope by this 2020. Everybody knows this trope, but it's true, right? We just have to phrase it differently in different ways until you get it through a person's fucking thick skull. Don't worry, mine's pretty thick too. I'm out of water, baby. Give me some water. We're out of water. God damn it. Guys, hold on. I'm gonna get some water for me and my girl so we don't die. There you go, baby. Have a healthy sip. It's a not hot night. You're alive again? Were you feeling sleepy? A bit. And we're back with hydration. So many things I was going to talk about. Fuck, I'm going to spill my drink. You think I can finish the show without spilling my drink, baby?
Nope.
Thank you for having the patience, people. Listen, guys, for Cottonmouth, I know a lot of people forget to fucking drink water. If you want to one up water, you have to put a couple of cubes of ice in it. When you're at your most cottonest of mouths, it will reset your fucking head. So, ice water seems so obvious, yet people forget the ice. What else? Oh yeah, so this is a kid from my timeline, and he asked, "How the fuck would you call your dog Poofy?" Right? Which for my American listener, that's like Fluffy. And I guess what he's saying is it's so basic, you know what I mean? But it's all about the context, I guess, because Fluffy can be a cool name. I know it's basic, you know what I mean? You have like a white fluffy dog, you call him Poofy, so Fluffy. It's like, go into dying old stereotypical hell or something. But it can be cool, you know what I mean? It can be like you have one of those like Sphinx cats, you know what I mean? I even commented to this dude. You have one of those Sphinx cats and they're bald and you call them Fluffy. That's cool. Come on, it's like Mikutsu de la stand up. You know what I mean? He's like a fucking 2-meter gorilla and he's called Mikutsu. That's cool. Fluffy would be cool too. You're like Fluffy, and like people would be expecting this like nice dog, and this fucking bitchy cat comes in. What's up, motherfucker? And scratches your shit up. You're like, fuck, Fluffy's bad, dude. He's out of this world. You would respect Fluffy. You would fear Fluffy. Fluffy's gonna get you. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. We gotta cut our cat's nails, woman. Oh yeah, I saw this little fucking. I just want to show you guys this. It's just a cute little starfish, kind of like moonwalking across the screen. It's like 1,000 little Michael Jacksons just moonwalking across the fucking. Look at him, so cute. And also, should I be the one to say it, guys? How would it feel against your crotch? Ooh. I'm just saying, baby. I'm saying you would feel feelings. You would feel things. Oh, this is the Captain Brett Crozier. And I guess that was the whole snapshot slideshow thingy for this week. I'm about to wrap it up. I think I'm going to take another couple of comments and shit. Maybe another movie recommendation if anybody has one. And then we can do these like impromptu reviews if you guys like. And, next week, Romeo Chalis. It's going to be a Romanian clip, like a short, funny one, hopefully. I always say they're short and they're never fucking short. But I'll try to keep this one short. And, help out on Patreon and help me, keep this puppy alive. But that's after COVID. Until then, we're just going to donate that shit. Tell me. Oh, no more questions. All right, cool. Well, I guess this is it for tonight. It's been a real pleasure, guys. I know I didn't post nothing to nowhere about going live this week, but I felt like just kind of jumping in and seeing just the people who remember. I'm glad to hear from you guys again. Also, Raluca, we will see your movie, but baby, did you write down the name? All right, cool. We have the name. We'll watch that and we'll get back to you next week. Until then, thank you to my girlfriend Ivana for backing me up. Stay safe out there and have a lovely evening. Thank you. What are you doing, woman? End the show.